Hola.
Ah, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hold on, okay. Coming out. I'm
Ah,
coming up.
there you go. There you go.
uh, hey, Vero. Good to see you.
Yes. How are you?
I am good. I am good.
Awesome.
Fantastic, even because I
Yeah,
I choose to. I choose to. That's what I choose.
there you go.
That's right.
Listen, that what you said yesterday. It's like if you had to choose, why would you choose the other? Like that has been resonating with me so much. Like, okay, if you had to choose, why would you choose that?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Sometimes um, it's we lose sight of just the simple things, right?
Hmm.
And the simple thing in that part, what we're talking about now is the fact of it is, if you're alive, you're in a state of mind. As long
Hmm.
as you're alive, you're in a state of mind. Like as long as you're alive right now, you live in a state, right? New Jersey, Oregon, Texas, there's no option to that as far as that you're somewhere. So then, if you have to be somewhere, then isn't it better to pick to live in New Jersey or Oregon or Texas or Washington or California? Isn't it better to be able to choose where you live, right? Because every state has its own experience. The weather are different, the people are different, the culture is different, how people dress, how people speak, everything is different in each state. So if you have to be alive, if you're alive and you therefore have to live in a state, then you might as well pick the state that best reflects the type of lifestyle that you want. Because
Hmm.
you don't get to fix the state. The state is what it is. Texas is what it is. It doesn't want to be Utah, California, DC, New York, Florida. It is what it is. Every state is what it is. So most of us, because we've grown up living in a state, right? We were born in a state and we've been living our whole lives. A lot of times we're not always thinking like, hey, I can change this. I can move somewhere else if I want to, or if I feel like something is better for me. Um, and why wouldn't you do that if you have to live somewhere? Why wouldn't you pick where you want to live if you can? And in consciousness, we can. We can choose a state. We can choose to live somewhere different in our awareness, somewhere differently with our awareness, somehow differently. So, um, yeah, a lot of times we just act like we're doing someone else a favor by making the choices that are best for us, right? So, absolutely. If we're doing it anyway, we might as well do it right. Might as well do it well because it's involuntary. We're doing it. As long as we're doing it, we're doing it. So we might as well do it right. Might as well do it till you're satisfied. Might as well, might as well, you know. Yeah. Sometimes we get caught up. We get caught up in acting like it's for someone else, or acting like we're doing somebody else a favor by how we think, or what we think about, or what we choose for ourselves. Um, and that's just not the case. It's just not.
And it's not the case at all. And I think I think we all have that thing that we deem bigger than others. Like certain things for me, I feel like that's a small thing, small potato. I already know how that's going to turn out. And for somebody else, that thing might be big, but the things that I deem big is the ones that get a little tricky and spicy and
Yeah.
get a little like,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
But like you said before, if you have to make a choice, why choose what you don't want?
Hmm.
Why?
Hmm.
Why? If you can make a choice, why harp on the thing you don't want? Like that was so it was so powerful and simple at the same time.
Mhm.
Powerful and simple at the same time. Because it's like I've been choosing or focusing and in focusing, choosing
Mhm.
what I don't want.
Mhm.
So no, that's that's not the state I want to live in. So I'm not choosing that anymore.
Mhm.
That's it. That's it.
Mhm.
That's
Happy
it.
Saturday, everyone. Good to see everyone. Happy Saturday.
Yeah.
No, you're right. But you said something also that was very important. When think about what you said. You said this thing over here that's small is easy to deal with. This thing over here this thing over here is big, so it's more spicy. It's spicier. It's more challenging to deal with. But then think about it this way: who decided how big it was or how small it was? Us, right? So then think about that thing as a, let's just say you call that thing up. Like think about, imagine you're like on a road. You're just standing here on a street and you're looking down the street, down to the end of the block. Now just imagine that little thing is like a little pebble you put on the street. And imagine that big thing is like a hurdle. So think about how, when you describe something big or small, think about putting that object in your path. And that small little pebble you put in your path, you just step over. But that hurdle now is going to take more energy, take more focus, because you put a bigger thing in your path. You have described something as small or big. And so now to your ego mind, to your brain mind, it's going to let it go because it's small, or it's going to hold on to it because it's big. We're saying it's big. We're saying it's important. We're saying we're not realizing that we think we're just attributing how valuable something is to be different or more of or less of, but we're also not realizing how much importance we're placing on it, where it becomes almost a limit, or it becomes something limiting. It becomes something that now it's so big we hold on to it tighter, we hold on to it stronger, we it becomes a big deal. This thing we call big becomes a big deal. So it becomes harder to let go, harder to overcome. But we defined it. We're the one that put this hurdle here. It could have been as small as a pebble. We don't realize a lot of times that we are defining our own obstacle that we're placing in our way. By defining this as big, now it's a big deal. Now it's a big thing. Now it's something that we have to overcome. It's going to take more to get over it, to get through it, to get past it, right? Just simply because of self-definition. Simply because of that, right? So, like we talked about yesterday, right? Everything is what?
Everything is
An
an experience.
experience.
An experience. So if you kept everything at that level, just think about how much more free you would be when you choose things. Like you talked about, why, if you could pick anything, why would you pick what you don't want? If you go into an ice cream parlor, do you pick what you don't want? Every flavor of ice cream in there is just what?
A choice.
No, what's the word we're using?
An
Experience.
An
experience.
experience. Because I want us to use the same word so that we can see the same thing in every area. Right? Yeah, it's just a choice. It's just an option. But I want us to use the word because in ice cream, it's easy to say choice or option. But when, like you say, well, because it's small, it seems right. Right? We deem it small. So then when we go to something else, we start changing the words, and then it starts changing how we see things. And we make something that could be just as small, we make it big. But just because we start defining it as something different. When to I am, to our awareness, to our it's not. Because I am created the pebble and the hurdle. And it took no more time to create the hurdle than it did the pebble. Right? So it's just when you go into that ice cream parlor, you don't complain about the ice cream you don't want. So you don't even talk about it. You don't even pay it any attention. You don't want it. You focus all your attention, like, right? Your eyes go to the glass, you're like, I want that, right? You point all on the thing, and you're right. Like you only focus on the ones you want. The other ones don't even get your attention, or they don't keep it, right? You only focus on that. But then you also realize that you choose that one because that represents the experience you want. You don't choose the other ones because those represent the ones you don't want or you're not interested in, you're uninterested in. You don't do that. It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. So I use that word experience because I'm intentionally trying to take the emotion out of a lot of things, right? The things that we tell ourselves that that inflate this choice when it's just an experience. Do I want this experience or not? I am making a choice to have this experience. If I don't want to have this experience, I don't make that choice. If I want to have this experience, I make that choice. I'm trying to take the emotion out of it so that you make the best choice. A lot of times we spend so much, we're so emotional about things that we don't actually make the best choice because we make an emotional choice, meaning we make it out of guilt, fear, shame, regret, doubt, anger, joy. We make it out of a whole bunch of emotions, but emotions are good, but emotions don't have a plan. Emotions don't have a planned outcome. They just have an expression after doing it or as a result of doing it. But they don't, your emotion is not gonna be like, well, if I feel this, so I'm gonna cry until and that leads you to what? Leads you to where? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going to be afterward? It's not a plan. It's just an expression, right? So I try to take the emotion, so I try not to be emotionless, but not to be led by our emotion, not to be driven by it, to make a choice and then tell yourself, if I made this choice, how would I feel about that? How would I feel about that? What would my emotion to that be? Then you're like, oh, okay, well, I think so. Now I know this is probably a good choice for me, right? But not to be driven by it or led by it, not to be emotionless, but not to be driven by emotion. That's why you hear people say, oh, I just can't help it. Oh, I just can't help myself. Oh, it's like, well, if you can't help it and it's your life, who's gonna help you? And who's gonna help it? Right? Yeah. So we got to kind of knock some of this stuff off. We got to get control back. Happy Saturday, everyone.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. How's everyone doing?
Good morning.
Awesome. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Good
Happy
morning.
Saturday.
That's right.
Good, doing good. How you doing, bro?
Oh man, everything is good, man. Everything is good. I'm finally doing this call on the same time most of you are doing it out here on the East Coast. So now I know how it feels.
You have so much energy this morning.
Yeah, hey, it's 3 hours later. I'm usually 3 hours earlier, so I didn't got to walk around and check. I went back down there to the carpet, make sure there's nobody else that need any more carpet preaching. Yeah. Had to do a sweep. Had to do a sweep of the lobby. Swept the front of the hotel. Made sure there's nobody else that needed any ministry. You understand? Yeah. Right. So no, it's awesome. So happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday. All right. We talked about something yesterday, and today I'm gonna open it up a little bit more because I want us to be able to kind of talk about some of the things that you guys want to talk about. You always hear me ranting and raving and things like that. But I'm going to start off with one thing today that we talked about yesterday in the group that I think is important for everybody who wasn't there to hear and to understand. All right. So yesterday in the group, we talked about, if you have really anything, like if you have something that you want to give to someone, but we're going to just say a child, right? Whether it's your child or your niece, nephew, whomever, right? So um, let's say you, let's say you earned it. So let's say you worked your work week, entrepreneur or work for somebody else, and you got your check at the end of the week. And this young person came to you, child, nephew, niece, godson, daughter, whomever, comes to you and says, um, I would like, I want, let's just say, I want I don't know, I want $10. Let's just say $10, $20. What is it that you, what makes you, let's say it's $10, $20, or let's say it's a new bike. Let's say it could be a couple things. You can pick anything in your mind. What is it that determines whether you say yes or whether you say no? Like, I want you to think about it, like the way we think about things. I want you to think about it, right? Like, what actually determines whether you say yes or no to this young person? Like I said, a child, any type of young person in your life who you know, like they don't have it. You know, they're not. It's not they're supposed to be at work or something. Like they're coming to you asking you for something. What determines whether you give them that thing?
Their behaviors.
Okay. Okay.
If I have it to give,
Let's assume you do. Let's just assume you do. You have it. What determines whether you give it to them or not? Monique said their behavior. Okay.
Their
would that
maturity.
include their chores and stuff? Would that include that?
Okay. You tell me.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Whether they did their chores, whether they're respectful.
Okay. So let's say they didn't do their chores and they weren't respectful. You would say what?
We got some things to work on before we can get that, bro.
Okay. So Sarita, you hear it, right? From yesterday, you hear it, right? Right? The people in the group, you hear it, right? I want us to understand why things happen. Okay. So then let's say they did do what you asked. Then what would your answer be?
Honestly, I would ask my kid, like, how does that make them feel that they actually accomplished something for something that they want?
Okay. All right. So, all right. And then Monique said behavior. So I want you to think about what you're actually saying. So chores, you have them doing chores, Dr. Alda, to do what again?
You said, why do I have them doing chores?
Yes. Yes.
Because that's what my mom and daddy did to me.
Okay, that's fine. Right. But why do they do that? Why? Why do they do that?
I want to say is to teach them a sense of responsibility.
See it, Sarita? Can you see it? Right? No, it's perfect. No, it's because I want you to understand something, right? Because here's the thing. If nobody said, okay, so everything everybody said. Tell me, what is one thing that nobody said? What is something that when they were saying yes or no, considering it, what is something that no one said? What did we not say?
Yes, just cause.
Okay.
Nobody said you don't deserve it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what else?
You're not worthy.
Okay.
They didn't work for it.
So then the chores are not to make you worthy, deserving, or earning. Worthy, deserving, or earning have nothing to do with whether you are told yes or no in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
So the chores are not to make you worthy, deserving, and they're not to make you earn anything in that respect. So then what are the chores for? What is the behavior that Monique is talking about? What does that actually mean? What is that actually embodying? What are the chores for? What are they designed to do?
Discipline. Teach.
Teach what?
I say discipline and responsibility.
Why is that important?
Because you'll be an adult running amok and not knowing how to take care of yourself.
So structure.
Say it again.
Structure.
Structure. So think about all the things that you're talking about this is important for. Who do you think this is important to?
The parent. The kid don't care.
The kid don't care. Yeah, well, you don't care when you ask God for something either.
Mm-hmm. You just
God,
ask for
God
it.
is the parent. God is looking at you saying, can you handle this thing I give you? I'm not asking you to earn it. We're not talking about, look, Sarita, ain't it a trip? Isn't it a trip? Yeah, we don't even realize that the way we treat our children is the way God treats us. God is not something outside. We understand that is inside. It's our awareness. So if you are unwilling to identify yourself as the thing that, as the person who is, has, or is doing your desire, if you're unwilling to identify yourself as that, God can't give you that because you aren't that.
Mhm.
God is not withholding it from you. God is not making you earn it. God is not saying you're unworthy. Well, God, I'm not worthy. That's like your child saying, I'm not worthy to you, and you're the parent. Like, what in the hell are you talking about? That has nothing to do with it. You sat up there and you didn't clean your room, and now you're going through a whole bunch of other stuff that has nothing to do with it. Well, why do I got to clean up my room to use your car? Because I don't want my car looking like your room. Right? Why do I have to say I'm a millionaire before I become one? Why do I have to say I'm healthy before I become healthy, before I have that experience? Why? Because you can't be something you're not. You can't have something you're not. You are not going to borrow my car and I see your room looks like that. Why would I do that? My car is going to look like your room. God can't give you something you are not. You are not. God is not withholding anything from you. Just like you're not withholding anything from your child. You can't give them something they can't handle. So the chores and the discipline coming from the word disciple, which means to be taught daily. That's what discipline means. It means, but it's to be taught daily, but it's your job to teach yourself. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ was teaching the disciples. It is your job as your awareness, as I am, to teach your brain, the disciple, how to act, how to walk, how to talk, how to think, how to move. So it is always your job as awareness to discipline your mind, your emotions, your thoughts, and your feelings, so that you can walk as the person that God can say yes to. Well, I can't afford it. Oh, I'm rich. God is good. Everything is good. God is good. You get off the thing, close your phone, and you, hey, the light bill came in. Oh, damn. Oh God, how am I going? Oh, I can't afford. Oh, well, how is God going to give you anything? How are you ever going to see the prosperity that's sitting right here? You're not that person. I see you, Suzanne. You're not that person. It's not about withholding anything from you. It's not about you earning it. It's not about you being worthy. If you're not worthy as the son, as the daughter, as the child, if you're not to the parent, then who is? If it's not you, then who is it? Earning, right? Your parents already earned. The creation is finished. The earth is, everything's finished. All of that, what does it say, son? All that I have is yours. Child, all that your parents have is yours. Who else would they rather give it to? The only thing we're leaving behind are our children. That's going to be our legacy. Nobody's going to care about nobody's going to care about none of that. All that we have, our greatest pleasure is to give it to our children. And they did, and we're the one that earned it. We're the one that went to work. We're the one that earned that thing, to earn the money to have that big house, that big car. We're the one that earned the money to leave an inheritance. And we gladly leave it to them. But we won't give them nothing until we see that they can handle it. It's not about them earning it. It's not about them being worthy of it, deserving of it. We don't give them anything they can't handle, because what's supposed to help will hurt instead. It will hurt. So the chores, the disciplines, the behavior, we are doing things to make sure that they are the person that can handle this thing. If you can't clean up your room, you can't use my car. You can't show me that you can handle this thing. It's not about earning it. It's not about being worthy or deserving. It's about having an understanding that if I want this thing, I have to be the person that this thing makes sense to. I have to be healthy to experience health. That's something that you have to decide, make a choice on. I am that. You have to be that thing in order to have that experience. There's nothing that happens to you that you're not. Either that you're not creating or that you're not eligible to experience. Life is fair. We just don't understand how it works, because we don't understand how consciousness works. Just like kids think, oh, mom, that's not fair. It's not fair you can't use my car and your room looks like that. It's not fair that you won't clean up after yourself. You did that. That's not my room. That's your room in the sense of that is your space that you sleep in. It is my room. Don't get it confused. You're just renting through behavior and everything else. And if you can't do that, you'll be sleeping on the couch and you won't have a room. Right? If you can't handle it, I'm not going to keep giving you things. That's the whole thing. This is not about, God is not withholding anything from you. What does it say? No good thing is withheld from those who walk uprightly. No, nothing is being withheld from you. But you have to make sure you're the person that can handle this thing you're asking. It's not about worthiness, earning. It's not about how much you want it. It's not, are you that? You're sitting there, as an adult, cutting some carrots with a knife. And your 3-year-old reaches their hands up like, can I touch that knife? No. No. It's not about you wanting something. I can't give you that because you can't handle this situation yet. You have to mature. So when you say I want to be a millionaire, let's just say I want to be a millionaire. I want to be anything. Doesn't matter. I want to have a successful business. Well, you have to be the one that has a successful business. You have to be willing to identify yourself as that. You have to be the one whose room is clean in order to get the car. Right? To use the car at night. You're the one that when you come to your parent, when you come to God, your awareness knows who you are. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever you sow, you reap. We think that's a physical thing. That's physically expressed. It's a consciousness thing. If you're unwilling to identify yourself as your desired end, God can't give you that in experience. You're not mature enough to handle it. It's going to hurt you. That's why you don't give a kid a knife. Why? Because you're responsible for it even more than they are. When you know better, when you know what it takes to use this knife, you know they don't know what that means or is. So you don't give it to them. Well, your awareness is not fooled by you. It's not fooled by you putting on nice perfume and telling everybody God is good and great and all the time. And your awareness your awareness knows what CAP is. It does know that. You guys know that, right? It does know what that is. It's not, it's the same thing. You have to understand that. So I just kind of want to start with that today. God is not withholding anything from you. God is not making you earn anything. God is not deciding whether you're worthy or not. Those are all the things that you tell yourself to cope with not having what you want. But I'm telling you why you don't have what you want, because you're not the person who has it. You're not the person this would make sense to having. I wouldn't give this 3-year-old a knife. I love you. I love you so much. The answer is no. Not right now. Grow up first. Same concept, right? Your awareness understands that. So you have to identify yourself. You have to be the one that is that thing. And when you are that thing, then all those things are added unto you. When that 3-year-old becomes 13, when you walk in the kitchen, they're making peanut butter and jelly, have a knife in their hand. No, you're not having a heart attack. You don't have a problem with it because you understand that they're able to handle that thing. It's not the thing that's being withheld from you. That's not what it is. Your awareness is looking at you like, so you crying, you sweating, you begging, you affirming 1,000 times, you change before things change. Suzanne, yes.
Hi, yes, good morning. I came in on I'm reading the book of Proverbs. I started this week, so I'm on chapter 11 now. Basically, God looks and gives and asks you and tells you to ask for wisdom, understanding, instruction, and discipline. Those are more precious than anything, including gold and silver. And even when God created everything, God still chose and used wisdom and understanding first before he created the heavens and the earth. Understanding. And so that is when you say what it is about chores. Chores is, yes, teaching responsibility, but it's also the little nuances and caveats that we forget to think about. It is guiding you with wisdom. It is guiding you with instruction. There's a certain way to do things, but you can learn how to do it that way, but you can also learn how to do it a better way. It's not that there's one way to do everything. There's infinite ways to do everything. So when you look at it from the perspective of God, God is saying, hey, you are my child. I'm giving you wisdom. I'm giving you understanding. I'm giving you discipline. I'm giving you so much more than what you think. And then I loved it. There was a chapter because it says there's 7 pillars of wisdom. So when we think of wisdom, we just think, oh, it's just a matter of knowledge. No, it is so much deeper and so much richer. So to understand the little caveats of what it is and look beyond what the simplest form of your understanding. That's why God is always saying, rely not only on your understanding, but understand through the understanding of how God sees things.
Mhm.
So I just love that your story this morning is
Right.
like, oh my gosh, this is all I was reading. And so God is always prophecy, and like God gives you ways of learning things and reading things, and then God also supplicates that with more understanding and a deeper connection. So I thank you. I just wanted to share that. So thank you.
Yes, wonderful, right? So that is what it means when it says seek first, right? One of the meanings. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things will be added. It means establish in your mind your desired end and you as that thing, whether it's what you're doing, being, or having. As a result of that, now you're thinking like the person who is that. So everything that it takes to be that thing, you now start expressing, right? The way you think, the way you feel, the way you act, the way you react, the way you respond, all of those things. If you're unwilling to clean up your room, you're not going to get the car. If you're unwilling to identify yourself as that, to be that thing, what your desire is, if you're unwilling to be that, you are never going to have that an experience because that's not who you are. That's not who you're being. So you're not, to Suzanne's point, you're not operating from that level of wisdom. You're not operating as the thinker that created this thing or the thinker that can maintain what was created. So if it were up to you, you couldn't create it. Well, somebody else created it, so you want access to what somebody else created. But if you're still that same person who couldn't create it, you're also going to be the person who can't maintain it. So to God, it's the same thing because we're made in the image and likeness. If we don't think like the person who can create the sun, how is God going to give you the task to create it or to maintain it or take care of it? How your awareness. So that is what I mean when I say nothing is being withheld. Nothing is not a amount of this is not an earning thing. This is an awareness thing. Life is not about effort, it's about awareness because your effort is dictated by your awareness, by who you think you are. You use actions to show you use a physical thing to show the physical world who you are as I am, as awareness. Your body is only here so you can execute physically what you are consciously aware of being. That's what it is. Your elbow doesn't have an idea. Your eyelids don't have an idea. Your brain doesn't have an idea. Your brain is where your consciousness places ideas. That's why you get aha, right? It came from somewhere. Your brain is not a generating thing. It's a historian. It's a manager. It manages what you give it. It doesn't create anything. That's where creation places ideas. And the brain takes that thing and says, oh, okay, this is what it is. And then it translates that to your hands. So your hands don't create, they only assemble. That's it. Your body is just the thing you use to execute your thinking, your consciousness. Remember, God made everything. The body wasn't made yet. Heavens were made, earth was made, everything was made. The body was made, so the body's not making anything. The body's not necessary to make anything. That's not where creation is. Creation is consciousness. In the temple, you're the temple of God. In here, in. Christ in, the awareness in, the word made flesh, that word in, that's in, and it expresses itself in physical form, in flesh. So nothing is being withheld from you. You're not unworthy of anything. No, you have to decide who, what you want to be, do, or have, and identify yourself as that. And all of that, you being that in awareness, all that will be added unto you. Your awareness is able to give you that in physical form. and experience, because now you're the person who can handle it. That's what we have to understand. This is not an effort thing. I have to keep reiterating that. It's not an effort thing. It's an awareness thing. Your effort will not save you. Your effort is not your salvation. Christ is salvation. Your effort is not salvation. It's not. It's the thing that we have access to right away, so we try to make it our savior. Well, I'm just gonna, right? We just pat our pockets. We're like, well, I'm just gonna, or we get on our phone, like, well, I'm just gonna, right? Like that's what we go to quick. But if that were it, everybody be what they want to be, wouldn't it? Because then everybody out there doing something. I mean, I'm in Atlanta. I see the traffic. Everybody's out there doing something. I'm from LA. I know the traffic. Everybody's out there doing something. But most people aren't happy. Most people are unhappy, unhealthy, unsuccessful, undisciplined, unaware, unprepared. They're which makes them mid, which makes them not valuable. Most people are likable. Most people just are not valuable. They're not value-able. They're not able to be valued. They don't provide enough value because they're mid. Right? They're mid. You know, I've been here in Atlanta, coming to a wonderful conference, seeing so many people having such a good time. And it is amazing how many of us are chasing things because they see what everybody else has. And that they think they have to be what everybody else is, and doesn't know themselves well enough to look in the mirror and say, yeah, but is this good for me? Is it, maybe I'm not the person who does this. Maybe I'm the person who supports the people who do this. Maybe I'm actually the person, maybe I don't do this. Maybe I do that. Maybe, maybe basketball isn't for me. Even though I like it, maybe it's not for me. Maybe I make the ball. Now I'm on every court. If I'm trying to play, I may not even be on a team. Now I make the ball and I'm on every court. Now I can't lose a game. What does it say? To thine own self be true. Know thyself. A lot of us don't know ourselves to know what our strengths and weaknesses actually are. We just think because somebody else is doing something and getting off, we want to get off, so we want to do what they do, but we're not them. Everybody can't be the star the same way. We don't have the same gifts. You can be the star out. You can be the star out. I have a couple people I know that are pretty famous on TV. Everybody's like, they're the star. And the star will tell you, I can't do anything without this person. Whether it's their husband or their wife or their assistant, they won't move until that person's with them. You never have seen this person, but you wouldn't see the person you see without that person. That could be you. Nobody ever thinks that could be them. Everybody thinks they have to be the same thing the same way. And what's
right.
about it is the only reason you would think that is because you think that's possible. And the only reason you think that's possible is because you don't know yourself well enough to know that that's not possible for you. All things are possible, but that's not for you. All things are possible. Why do you think we grind? Because we're intelligent enough as humans to go out there and try to make something work we shouldn't be trying to make work in the first place. That's all you're doing when you're grinding. I saw a shirt, rise and grind. And people just, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. People out there, they out there bopping and popping. And it's like, well, okay, well, look, that's wonderful. Are those is that blood pressure medication I see that you're, right. That's so, okay. So your arteries are grinding. It's not like, no, your head is grinding. Your back is grinding. Your butt is, oh, that's anxiety. It's air conditioner. Why are you in here sweating? What is happening? Because I'm freezing. Why are you in here? Oh, yeah. Darth Vader, you need to go sit down or do something because something's happening here. What is going on here? Right? I want all of you that are here where I am. I want you to think about one thing. All of you are here where I am, that know where I am. I want you to think about one thing. I want you to think about one question if you asked yourself. If you walked down those steps and you said, I am not what I came here for. I'm not that. Let's just say, put that to the side for a second. If you ask yourself one question, what can I do to support everyone that is here for this thing? What can I do to support everyone that's here at that thing? Because everyone that's here at that thing is talking the same thing. But then you are but everybody's like, but if you're over here like, well, I can make your thing, I can make something for you, something for you. Now all the people that are doing this up here, all of those people that are going like this, all of them now turn to you. And so now all the people that are there, you're not in competition with anymore. All the people there, you don't even have to collaborate with anymore. All of them need you. So now you have 500 people here, you have 500 clients. Because you're the one that actually provided them the thing that they need to be them. Everybody's trying to be the same. Everybody thinks they have to be the same thing and do the same thing. And so everybody feels pressure to conform. But what does it say? Be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. If you try to be like everyone else, that's what you'll end up like. And just look at your circle, look at your world. How many people do you know that you want to be like? If you know 100 people, how many people do you want to be like? If you were just saying, I'm willing to be, what is it? 1, 2, maybe? I mean, you got to take all of it too. Not just the money, you got to take all of it. Then that number gets cut in half just off the rip, right? Then you'd be like, well, can I have a half a person? You'd be like, you want that for here to go? No, it's either all of them or nothing. Yeah, you start realizing you don't want to be like that person. You want what they have. Mm-hmm. That's really what you want. You don't want to be like them. You want what they have. But you don't really realize what it took to get it. And you don't really realize if you're willing to give up what you are or what it takes to get it. But that's inevitably what happens when you try to be like someone else. When you try to be like you're just obedient. You don't have to sacrifice. You're just obedient. You eat the good of the land. You be you. So many of you have so many skills that you don't use. And that's why life is hard, because you're trying to do what everybody else tells you to do and you're not being you. I was so happy to see Auntie Shaky with a podcast, and even the title of it was perfect because it's literally in line. It's in line. That's the way it's supposed to look. That I was like, oh yeah, I see that. There was no like, well, what is that? Well, I didn't know anything about it. She never told me anything about it. When I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be. It looks like it, sounds like it, smells like it. It literally was like the title, everything. It was perfect. That's the way it's supposed to be for you. But instead, we pick imperfect things, trying to be like imperfect people. Yes, Michelle.
Good morning. Good morning. This is so good. I can't do it like Shaky, but this is so good. This is so good. It's so good. It's so good. Because everybody was like, Michelle, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Of course, I was working. Every time I saw you, I had a computer. I was working.
Every time. Yeah.
But I got to make my money. But I was still in tune. So I sat in the back of the room and I sat there with Zantria and I was like, how many people in this room? I was like, if we're here for a podcast summit. If everybody started a podcast, is everybody here to start a podcast? And every time I walked around, what's your podcast? I was like, I don't have one. I had one, but I don't really have one. But if everybody in that room started a podcast, because that's what you're there for, right?
Right.
You need a podcast. You need a podcast. You need a podcast. But when you just said, like, what else can I do? Why else I am in this room?
Right.
I was in a room for a different reason.
Right.
Yes, I have a podcast, but that was not my ultimate reason. I have other things I want to do. I want to connect. I want to do all these things. And like you said, how can I help this person? How can I help the next person sitting next to me? Then, little TMI, I'm in the shower. I'm like, I got to get ready. I got to go out. I'm still in the streets. I'm like, what if next year I set up a booth with what I do, because I do PR? What if it's just different, but I'm there for a different reason? I got shaky. I'm like, I want to be on the jumbo screen this year. I want to do all these things. Shaking your head, Dennis, because Dennis is like, where's your book? Where's this? I'm like, it's just too much. But I said, if everybody started a podcast, like, we're not all there for that. Like, some people, they're novice. Some people, you don't really have a podcast. You're really not doing this. You just here. You're just saying you have a podcast. So you're really going to do the thing. Right. What is the thing that you are going to do? So I was in the back of the room just taking that part of the conference in, because it was like 35, I don't know how many people. There was a lot of people there. And I still didn't see everybody. So it was just like, what are you taking in? What are you really consuming? What are you really going to do with this information? How are you going to execute it? And it was all great information. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not knocking anything down, but everybody's not there for the same thing. But what can you do to help the next person? Or how can you use this information, not just to start out of pocket? Because seriously, we're not all doing it. We're just not. It's not possible. Not it's not possible, but you're not.
Yes.
This is the truth. It's just how it is. So I just felt that when you said it. So
No, you're exactly right. I was having the conversation this morning and I literally gave an example. I saw somebody that everyone was trying to talk to. Everyone. You know, they say everyone and their mama. Everyone was trying to talk to this person. And they looked over and they saw another person. So everyone, I'm in the middle. Everybody's trying to talk to this person right here. Everybody's trying to talk. So they're talking. Everybody's trying to talk to this person. This person turned around and saw another person. And the person they saw, they were like, hey, I need you to help me do, yeah, I'm going to call you. I need you to help me do this, and this. Yeah, I'm going to set it up. We're going to call. We're going to have a talk this week. This. Everyone that was talking to them about the thing that they're all here for, this person didn't care nothing about that because we're all talking about the same thing. Like you said, we all going to sit around and listen. Are we all going to sit around and listen to each other's things? All of us? There's 500 people here. We're all going to, nobody got time for, like, no. When this person saw this person, because guess what? When this person saw that person, this person saw the person that could help them. Everybody else was just talking to them. This person they saw, help. I need you. Everybody else needed this person. The person that everyone needed, they didn't care nothing about. The person that this person needed, that's all the person cared about. And they turned their turned their back and everything. Wait, hey, and everybody who needed this person sat there and waited. This person didn't care if they were waiting. This person over here was like, hey, can you help me? Can you do this? Okay, I'm going to call you. No, like today. Like, no, this is going to happen today. Saying I've had to say, to your point, I was having this conversation this morning, to your point, because this person over here provided a need. This person is going to make, this person is the star, let's say, but this person knows I can't be what I want to be without this person. Without this person, I can't get off. But everybody over here thinks you're doing it big, but they don't realize you need things too. And everybody's so enamored with being a star or with you being a star that nobody's thinking about how to make the star shine. How to support the star shining. Nobody thinks about that. And there's so many gifts that we have that we don't think about because we got to be like them. We got to have a podcast. We got to have a business. We got to be an entrepreneur. We got to scale. Everybody has to do the same thing the same way. It's like public school. Why do you think most people hate school? Because I don't want to learn the same things as Michelle wants to learn. I don't want to learn it the same way at the same time of day. I'm not a morning person. Let me do my math in the afternoon when I'm awake. But if everybody has to have math at 8 o'clock, there's going to be some people who just fail just because of time of day. Just generally, they're just not cracking at that. Later on, you guys, anybody knows me, you call me past 7 o'clock p.m., you just practice. You're not going to get nothing out of me. And I see all you guys questions. Nothing. Right? But I'm not trying. Now, you call me at 3 a.m. Hey, what's happening? What are we doing? What? I'm up. I'm ready. Anybody knows me knows that to be true. Right? So it is about that person literally stopped everything. Everybody who wanted something from them, they cared nothing about. The person who could help them, that's all they cared about. Right? So everybody is not really using their gifts. Your gifts make room for you. Not your effort, not your hustle, not your grind, rise and grind. What? You might as well just lay down then. Just stay down. Just don't get up. Just stay down. If that's what you're gonna do. Because I don't want to get in the car with somebody's brakes grinding. I don't want to get on a bike with somebody's brakes grinding. No, thank you. I'll walk, take the train, bus, or just stay home. I'll just have to call in sick. Girl, what's wrong with your brake, bro? What's wrong with your brake? Oh, this is a little grinding. Man, let me out. Let me out. Out. No, that's a hostage situation. We pulled to a stop. Like I'm like, hey, what's up? Help, get me out. Nobody wants to do all that, right? Dennis.
Man, you funny, brother. You had me laughing. But just for your information, I did shake it when Coach Lucky saw your podcast. I think he was more excited by seeing that than probably you were. Because when he saw it, I was actually standing right next to him. He's like, yeah, oh my goodness. I'm gonna just let you know. A lot of people, even when I saw it, oh, you know what? That's right in line with who she is. So I hope I'm encouraging you to let you know you're hitting the nail right on the head. And one thing I think, even me, you were talking about this, Coach Lucky, and you hit, because people come in like, hey, when you going to start your podcast? I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to start. I just here to meet people who I have not met and see that they're actually for real. I was able to hug Auntie Shake at you. there are a whole bunch of people. When you're operating in your purpose, you're not trying to impress anybody. I said, listen, if that's what you're supposed to do, you do your thing. I said, but God didn't impress upon me to start a podcast. I said, I came here to connect with people. I was able to connect with a lot of people. Like you were saying, I am just here to help me and the young lady because my energy was right. Me and her would just talk over lunch, and I was able to give her information to help her, and she was able to give. So we're going to collaborate and connect because I understand the reason, my purpose of being there. But bigger than what the conference. No, I just want to connect with people to see what assistance I can provide to people. So I appreciate you. And it was such a pleasure meeting you and Vero, everyone there. But what you're saying is definitely so true.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We sat there and talked on the carpet for, 30 minutes at a time here, 20 minutes at a time there. To your point, because when you're not, as I say on the street, when you're not so desperate and thirsty, to Michelle's point, you see things when you kind of take a step back. You're like, wait a minute. Like just the law of averages, just numbers. I mean, I don't got to be a rocket scientist, but I'm doing a thing, and I'm carrying the one, and it's still not, it's not really, no, it's like everybody got a camera. Everybody, yeah, what is like, right? It's just, it's just you start to realize like everybody's there under, not malicious pretense, but everybody just thinks they have to be something. They have to be this, and we miss out on our gifts. You miss out on so many wonderful things. I got to run into Tamika at the thing, and so we got a chance to talk and stuff like that. And it was just to Dennis's point as well. Just seeing you guys, just seeing so many people talking and laughing and things like that. And just, you guys have to realize you have gifts. Think about what they really are. Don't try to be like everybody else. You be you. What you are and what you have and what you provide, the world is waiting for. No one else can do it. You are alive because you are important to the universe. You're important. The universe wouldn't be itself without you. So then be the part of it that is not duplicated. That's it. That is it. Creation is original. Humans duplicate. That's humans' way of creating, duplicating. That's not creation. All of you are originals. All of us are originals. Be you. Ronette.
Good morning.
Morning.
I was listening. I'm not there, but I watched a portion of it live, and I was listening to David talk about interviewing, how to interview. And so I sat back and I looked, I was like, that's good. Then I looked at my podcast, and it's like, but that's not what you do. So not everything that somebody does and the way they do it works for you, because my show is more conversational. It's not interviewing. We're sharing ideas, insights, strategies. So it's a conversation for educators. And because I could try to do that, but it won't fit. And so I thought about that. And then I thought about, I met somebody a while ago, and I looked up to them. Like, I don't know, say, I admire what they do, because they're good at what they do. They're a speaker. And then they tried to do a podcast based off of what they didn't know that they could do. They said, oh, I didn't know I could put education and my beliefs together, because they thought they just had to be, secular. And then they found out they could do it, so they tried a podcast. I think it lasted 3 weeks. I'm not sure, but that's not what they do. They're a speaker, and they're awesome at it. And they're a consultant. They're awesome at it. So us trying to copy people, I'm out of breath, walking in 90-degree heat. But yeah, it's just like we go someplace and we try to be like somebody. We can't even do what they do. We do what we do, and keep it like that. So thanks for letting me share that.
Yes, wonderful. Alexis, and then Shaky, we'll see you.
I have a question for a friend, but I don't know if she's paying attention, so I'm going to wait.
Okay. All right. To Shaky.
That is so funny. You know why that's so funny that Alexa said that? So I honestly have to stop doing this because I know it gets on my husband's nerves. But I'm a person that I know that if I'm on my phone doing something, I can't pay attention to what's on the screen because I'm on my phone. And my husband, he could do several things at a time. He could be listening here and he could still be on his phone or whatever. And I'd be nudging him like, are you listening? Are you listening? So that reminded me of what Alexa said, like, I don't know if she's paying attention or not. But maybe she is. And I just be qualifying, like, you're not listening, obviously, because you got a phone in your hand. But anyway, dang, there was so much good stuff that was said. And I hope that we get to see you and Beryl later, because there's some things that I'm like processing in my head. But when you talked about like this, I almost heard it like this supporting character. And I feel like all of us are supporting someone on some level. Like even Dave, like Dave is the headliner here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is his event and stuff like that. And he's even there serving someone else, that he's there, you know, being a support to. Mm-hmm. In a couple of instances there, and it's funny because Dave said, like when we were at the cookout, and I'm there being the host, right? I'm there being the host. And Dave several times calls me over and he says, he's talking to somebody and he said, this is her thing. This is her thing. So she'll help you do whatever you need done. Dontrell, did he not do that to you? Like this isn't my thing. This is her thing. Let her go figure it out. And I thought that was interesting because I was there as a support to him, not because my head could have been like, oh, I'm here in this, but no, I'm there to support him. And then another instance, he was doing his hot seat or something like that. And he was like, is somebody from my team here? And he was like, oh yeah, Auntie Shaky, go. And I'm like, I'm here as, no, but I'm here to support, you know what I'm saying? And it felt good also to support. It felt so good. And so there was so I don't talk that long, but there was somebody that said, hey, I can't be on your team anymore because my insurance team, I can't be on your team anymore because I see myself as being a leader. And I feel like if I'm on your team, that I would just be in your shadow. So my response to them is, if you feel like you would just be in my shadow, then you don't shine bright enough. Because there is absolutely no way that I would feel like I would have to leave and separate myself from somebody else in order for me to shine. There is a leader that I am even under. There's a leader that I also support. So anyway, I just wanted to share that oftentimes I feel like that's that like humble thing, or when the word says, don't think too highly of yourself than you ought to type situation. I don't know, but I just wanted to share that because that's what came.
Well, what you said was wonderful. And to Michelle's point, it was almost like sitting. It was, I would sit around and talk to Dennis for a little bit, talk to this or that, but I would just stand there. And it was almost like when I was here, the less I spoke, the more people approached. People started coming from everywhere. Do this. Oh, can you do this? Can you do this? But saying that to say, just being you is attractive. And so many of us vacate who we are trying to be attractive, right? Trying to be magnetic, attracted. We put on this facade, or we put on this aura, or we put on this the skin or the identity of someone else. So we think we have to be like that, or be loud like that, or wear that dress, or have that perfume on, or wear a suit like that, or we have to be something else. And the most attractive thing on this planet is you, because there's nothing else that looks like you. There's nothing else that is like you. And being yourself, a lot of people don't know themselves enough to know that that's valuable. They don't know themselves enough to love themselves enough, to be aware enough to realize what they have to offer, what they have to contribute. And to your point, when you're being yourself, you just being quiet, like Michelle said, people ask me to have a podcast. I'm like, no. Well, what are you here? Well, I'm just here to support her. So if she wants something to drink, if she wants her bags carried, if she needs this or that, I'm here supporting her, because I always say this is her thing. It's not really my thing. So do you go in the rooms? No, I'm out here on the carpet. Right? I'm out here doing laps on the carpet in the ballroom. Right? People see me up and down and whatever. But just being quiet, staying out the way. You don't have to be the center of attention. You ain't gotta have no thing. But you'd be surprised at how many people gravitate toward that level of self-confidence, self-assurance, that self-peace. You don't need to be all for everybody and you'll see that it feels good to help people. It feels good. Like Dennis said, when I saw your thing come up, I was like, oh, snap, right? When I saw Michelle going up and down the escalator with her laptop, all the time, right? I saw so many of you doing so many. I saw Dontrielle taking 1,000 million pictures. I saw Inga walking around with her bag, doing hers. Like I saw so many of you doing so many wonderful things. Walter doing his thing, doing the tech and all, like, it was so wonderful to see all of you. But I tell you all the time, I watch you guys, even if I don't see you in person, even if it's just on camera, I look at you. I'm paying attention to each one of you individually as who you are. And that's what I want for all of you, is to be you, to be the best, brightest, shining you, not someone else, not something else. You are the greatest thing ever made. The universe only made one of you. One, that's it. That's it. You can't even be duplicated, right? That's it. And if you would just take glory in that, being you, right? And actually enjoying that, you would not only shine brighter, but you too, on Shaky's point, you would also enjoy helping other people because you're not threatened. You don't feel like you're not pulled out of your frame. You're not trying to be something else. You're just being you. And that is such an underrated superpower, to be you. Right? Not the best of you, realizing that the best of you does shine. It's natural for you to shine. It's natural for you to win. It's natural for you to be certain things, right? Yes, Auntie Shaky.
So is it okay for me to ask a different question off of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm headed out of the hotel, and there's this guy that has a podcast. And he's holding this conversation, and he's telling me what it is that he does. And he's like, he does something relationship wise or whatever, to get people, I guess, ready for marriage or something like that. Okay. I don't know, whatever he does. So we had this conversation around, and I said, I probably should be on your podcast. Because he was saying that I believe that people should have all of these things and, whatever, blah, 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 before they get married. They should be head over heels in love and all these other type of things. And I said, you should have me on your podcast, because I don't believe that. And so, so he was like, what? He gets to huffing and puffing. Okay. And so he was like, no, I can't have you on my podcast because you don't agree with it. It was basically, and what was so fascinating to me is the amount of people that love to just be around the people that think like them, that they cannot be challenged by other people that think something different. Mm-hmm. And here's the reason why. This is what I said to him. Oh, Vera was there. Listen, when I tell you, there was this, I had to walk out the door because there was this hand that kind of lost, it was feeling out of control. It was feeling out of control. And it felt like it wanted to come up and smack the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, wake him up. Like, wake up, nigga. Like, because you're not listening. So his whole thing was, well, I teach people love. Okay. I said, how you gonna teach love? How you gonna teach people something that they already are? And so he said, well, what you saying? He said, well, no, I teach people because love is this. The Bible says love is patient, love is kind, love is this, love is that, love, da, 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 da. Okay. And I said, huh. I said, let me break this down. And I'm gonna bring this home real quick, y'all. I promise. I promise. Y'all know I do this talking a lot thing. Okay, so I said, God is fill in the blank.
Look.
He said love. Everybody around all said love. Okay. I said, okay, you were made in the image and likeness of who?
Right.
God.
Right.
Oh, that's something. So you are what? Oh, but no. He would not say that he was love. He refused to. He said, well, no. But see, we have to, what he said, we have to build up to that. We have to build up to patience. We got to build up to kindness. We got to work up to, and I said, here's the thing. I said, you are searching I said, where do you get your revelation from? He said, from the scriptures. He said, this is what the scriptures say. I said, what does God say? He said, but the scriptures say. I said, here's the thing. You search the scriptures to find him, but you refuse to search you to find the realness. Oh, I was cooking. Do you hear me? When I say I was cooking, I roasted that nigga. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, man, God.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Let me relax, because I feel like I'm there again. I feel like I'm there again because he wanted so badly.
How did I miss this? Where was
he
I?
He wanted so badly to win this debate. And I said, sir, I can't talk to you no more. Let me go. He said, you not answering my questions. I answered all your questions. You're not answering mine because you keep wanting to go back to your scriptures. I can't debate you on the scriptures because here's the thing. You want to be right based on what the book says, based on what the text says. And I can even go with you on the text. But I can tell you the text is sometimes all over the place and you don't have a real revelation of the text, brother. You just want 100% on paper. And I'm trying to get you 100% in here. Okay, I'm gone. Let me, but all I'm saying is, well, the question is, it ain't no real question.
I don't think
I can't go back. My heart was, and sometimes you just want to, but I walked away. I was good. Beryl, didn't I walk away? Yeah. I walked away. I didn't even say bye. I just walked away.
Put them down after you left.
Yeah, we don't want to miss you on 4th of July. We don't need you locked up over the holiday weekend. It's a long weekend. Ain't no judge this weekend. You'll be in there till Monday. we don't need that. You know, it's interesting. What you're talking about is I don't know if everybody's familiar with these terms. What you're talking about is isogenesis, right? What they say, isogenesis or exogenesis or exogenesis. Isogenesis is when you read a text that you are using your own bias to interpret. That's called isogenesis. You're using your own bias. It's EISEGENESIS. I believe that's how you guys can look it up. But it's when you're using your own bias to interpret a text. They're usually talking about religious text, but it means any text. So when you're interpreting this text through your own biases. Exogenesis is when you're using the text, right? You're reading an external thing and you're using it to gain a better internal understanding. You're using it to try to extract what the authors really meant, the spirit of what they're saying, right? And so a lot of people get caught up in trying to make it say what it says for their benefit. because that's the way they choose to think, believe, and live their lives, right? And it is, and a lot of the way we have grown up, just in life, being educated creates a lot of cognitive dissonance, right? We're looking at something, just denying it all day long. It's like, what are you, what? But, but, people are invested in their own thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. And that's what, sometimes you just gotta let them have it. Yeah, it's all right. It's we all acted our own way when we were in the dark. When we just didn't know better about anything in life. Not passing judgment, I wasn't there, I don't know. But as far as the concept, when we're so invested in what we think, feel, and believe and not invested in the truth, then a slave doesn't sound like a free person. A free person talking to a slave, the communication doesn't work generally. It's just whomever that is. So yes. Suzanne.
But you know what that reminds me of, though, real quick, before Suzanne said, Lauryn Hill, which again, shout out to the pastor Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Okay. In her book, I mean, not in her book, in one of her songs, she said, you might win some, but you just lost one.
Right.
So often people are trying to get, but you literally you are trying to gain. You're even the book talks about how trying to gather all of these sheep, but you end up losing one. I ain't know. Dang, I'm not no Bible scholar.
Right, but
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I know that's what the word is. There's something in the word that says something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But the one sheep wasn't a really important sheep. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you're trying to get all, but you just lost one, bruh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing I'll say is that here's one thing. Here's one thing that people miss, especially like in life in general, but especially in sales. But sales, business, entrepreneurship, in life too. But it's intensified in business entrepreneurship. When you need something, just think about it any time in your life where you needed something, where you were desperate, right? Need and desperation will cause you to do some things that you normally wouldn't do, cause you to latch onto some things, believe some things, hold on to some things. And what happens is a lot of people who are leading things need just as much as the people they are leading. And when that happens, the leader is often or can often be compromised, right? They can't afford to do necessarily the right thing if that is going to lead to them losing out on the thing that they need. So the people following this person miss out on the truth, or they miss out on the thing they're coming to this person for, because this person you're coming to them to help your business, but their business is you coming to them. So if they give you the right answer and you don't come back, now they don't have you, so they can't tell you the right answer. They keep you there longer because they need your business. You're coming to them for help for your business, but they don't give it, they gatekeep it, they give you a little bit, they dribble it out to you so that you have to keep staying. Right? They don't tell you the thing that it takes to be free, to set you free, because then you're free and then you're not paying. Then you're not staying, then you're not coming, then you're not whatever. And so when they need you as a business as much as you're coming to them for your business, then like we talked about before, then they are seeing you as a way to meet their need. They're not really capable of meeting your need at that point because they need you too much to do that. They need you too much. That's why I always tell you guys, I don't need you, but I would tell you, you don't need me either. You have to be self-fulfilling. You have to tell yourself, I am love, I am success, I am prosperity, I am abundance, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He ain't, she ain't, I am. And so we are using each other in this moment. We are exchanging, right? I need somebody to listen, right? You may in this moment have needed somebody to listen to remind you of who you are, right? Not to keep you as you are, to remind you that, hey, you don't need anything or anyone outside of you. I am is independent of heaven and earth. I am existed before heaven and earth. So all the physical things that were created by an independent being that did not need anything it created to be itself. You don't need anything in this physical world to be you, but you. You are the world. You are it. Everything in this physical world literally came from you. When God created light, where did light come from? There was no light outside. There was no light that God wheeled in on a barrel. The sun had to literally come from that being. It had to be literally from it. Your physical world is coming from you, inside of you, right? According to who you think you are. You are producing physical forms, like the physical experience that you're having. And every time you all come here, I am constantly pounding, who are you? What are you? Do you know what that is? Do you know who that is? Because if you know that, you can do anything. You can do anything. Then you don't need people. You identify the right people to use as a part of your experience. You're not, when we say use, we're talking about like a knife and a fork. We're not talking about disrespecting. We're saying, hey, I'm a billionaire. I still got a steak. I still got to cut it with my hand. Doesn't matter if I'm rich, poor. I still need these utensils, right? So I created something to make this steak, this experience easier, right? And so a lot of times people are in such a state of need that even the people we go to get help need us as much or more than we need them, and we don't end up getting the help. That's why that happens a lot of times. That's why we end up having to stay in places for 50 years and we don't grow and develop. Because we think that's our intention to come in here and grow and develop. We don't realize that the people that we're sitting under aren't in a place to really give you the information to set you free, because then you'll really be free and not come back, right? And what you gonna do if there's no sheep and you're a shepherd, right? It's gonna be tough in these streets. So they don't actually they don't tell you certain things, right? So, that's kind of, that's neither here nor there, but that's why I'm always impressing on you. Be you. Who are you? Know thyself. To thine own self be true. I heard Veronica saying it earlier today, talking to somebody, like, the most important person in your world is you. Everybody tells you it's your kids, it's your husband, it's your wife. It's not. It's you. You're the most important person in your world, because everything, you can only give what you have. Everything starts with you. And so hate starts with you. Love starts with you. Poor starts with you. Rich starts with you. It all starts with you. So how can anything or anyone else be more important than you in your world, right? Everything starts with you. And when you love yourself appropriately, when you know yourself appropriately, when you understand yourself appropriately, then everybody gets the benefit. You're better to the world and the world is better to you. You can sit down and be quiet and be of service to people and not feel like you're less of a person or your star isn't shining. No, you can gladly help. Everybody knows I talk. Everybody run my mouth and this or that, but I didn't mind, being of service last night, right? To when somebody asked me to do something. I didn't mind doing that, right? We all laughed, and, he'll tell you, we all laughed, and, and down there trying to figure out how to get down the elevator. It was all kind of craziness, but we had a good time. But good old Coach Lucky was out there helping, sweating and everything else. It's nothing's too big, because you're bigger than everything. You are the best. You are the greatest. You are the most wonderful. You are the most amazing. You are, right? So then humility and meekness are like twins almost. And both of them essentially mean the ability to discipline your mind. So meekness is that bit in a horse's mouth when you pull on the reins and it keeps the horse on track. That's really what the word meekness comes from. And humility is a twin to that. Basically, they both pretty much mean the same thing. It means to be able to keep your mind on track, to be able to know who you are and not be distracted by the right and the left, to keep you on track. That's what humility and meekness means. So that's why it says the meek will inherit the earth, right? The people who are thinking properly will inherit the earth, will inherit all the physical things that you're chasing. They'll inherit them. You're chasing them because your mind is everywhere. When your mind is corrected, come straight. That's why it says no good thing is withheld from those who walk uprightly. Well, how do you walk uprightly? What is upright? Righteousness. It means to think properly. So how do you walk? You need consciousness to walk. So if you're walking uprightly, that means you're thinking uprightly. And no good thing is withheld. And nothing is withheld. Everything is given to you. All these things are added, right, to you. And we are in a world that's taught to chase. But why are you chasing? Because you aren't. Why are you chasing? Because you don't have. Nobody's going after what they're not. Nobody's going after what they don't have. So we're only going after what we don't have or what we're not. And just like the beginning of the class, what's important is to seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added. When you go inside yourself and you establish the state of mind of, I am this thing, I have this thing, I be this thing. When you establish that identity then brings all things like it. It's added unto you. Right? But since we're not, then it becomes, oh, I have to be worthy. Oh, well, I'm not worthy. Oh, well, I have to earn it. Oh, well, I have to. But we, in our humanity, in our ridiculousness in all of humanity, none of us said you have to earn it to our kid. None of us said that. We may use the word earn, but that's not what we mean. You have to prove to us that you are capable of handling this thing I'm giving you. That's what the chores are for. They're to help you mature in a way so that you can be the person I can hand these car keys to. I can hand this $50 to. I can say, yes, you can stay at 11 o'clock at night. I can say, yes, you can go to college away from me for 4 years. You want them to show you that they're capable of what you want to give them. You're not interested in withholding it. You're not interested in them earning it. How are they going to earn it? What are they? You can't clean up your room that good to pay college tuition. How are they going to earn it? But what do? They wash the dishes that good to get a car, insurance, gas, and then money to eat. There ain't enough cleaning in the world. And if it is, they need to start their own company as cleaning because they're doing some serious cleaning if they making that much on it, right? So you're not really asking them that. I said that God is not asking you for that. Your awareness of being I am is not asking you to earn anything, to be worthy of anything, to chase anything, to try to be something. What do you want? Whatever that is, that's what it is for me. That is how I identify myself. But if you're unwilling to do those chores, if you're unwilling to behave, if you're unwilling to stand in that frame, your awareness can't give you that expression because that's not who you are. That's the point. This is an identity game. It's not an effort game. It's not a chase people game. It's not a chase things game. But you can see whether it was where we are now or whether it's just when you get off this call, start looking at how many things you're chasing, how many things that you're identifying yourself as not being, doing, or having. And you can see in your behavior when you're chasing something. Just like you see people chasing a lot of the speakers here yesterday. You see them chasing them down, running them down on the carpet. It's a damn like the NFL. It's like chasing somebody trying to tackle them. Wait, bro, hey. Yeah, I mean, they out there. I never seen old people move that quick. You were limping 2 seconds ago. I saw you. I saw a lady run by me. She was walking with a cane. 2 seconds later, she's walking by me without the cane, chasing somebody to take a photo. I'm like, where'd the cane go? Ran right by me, boy, like it was like I was in the slow lane. You ever seen a car? You ever been on the freeway and a car go by you, whiz by you, and you look at that car like, now you know you shouldn't be doing that. That car is going to explode. Them tires are wobbling. You know you should not be driving that fast in that car. You know it. It's kind of like, but it's when we're chasing things, that's how we look. We don't realize it. Everybody talks about, oh, you thirsty. Man, you see some people that's how you act when you don't know better. When you don't know who you are, you're all constantly trying to get, be, do, or have, not realizing you already are. It's not an effort game. It's just an awareness game. Identify yourself as what you choose to be or do or have and stay in that frame. Stand on your square. That's the work to do. What is the work to do? The work is, I'm broke. The work is, okay, I'm now rich. What is the work at that point? 5 minutes later, when your brain says, look, we don't have nothing, you look at your bank app, somebody asks you to do something or this or that, the work to do at that point is, I'm rich. The work at that point is to stand on your square in your mind. That's the work to do. And that's some hard work to do because you're looking at your app and your app says, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're looking at your bank app. You're looking at your business account. You're looking and it's like, no, you're not. And you're like, yes, I am. That's the work to do. But that's the work everybody runs from. So everybody wants to take action, but they don't want to take that action. Yeah, we'll take action. Yeah, but I'm telling you this action. Yeah, but no, not that, but not that kind. No, you got to take real. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Well, you got to take real action. What was real action? You got to do something. Well, what is doing? Well, I'm trying to get something. Well, whatever you're trying to get, I am made. So the idea came before the physical thing. So if you're unwilling to entertain the idea of already being, how do you think you're going to get the physical thing? That's how the physical thing come into action, the idea first. So how you think you're just going to reinvent the process now? From here? From that body you got, you reinvent things now? That's not, right? So these are the things that we have to understand, right? I don't know, is she still on here? Suzanne, because I know she had a question.
Hi, yes, I am here. I'm just laughing and giggling because Auntie Shaky is like the biggest trooper. And it is so funny because when she's about to go off on somebody, like she always remembers like not the time, not the place. She like bite her tongue or walk away. And that is knowing yourself. And it is so beautiful. So I'm like listening to her tell that story and I'm like, oh my gosh, Auntie Shaky she could rip them apart or she gonna let it go. And I'm so glad that she did it. But in everything that she's saying, it's true. Like if you don't understand, people love to recite scripture, but they never truly fully understand the scripture.
Right.
And it's so funny to hear her talking about this man who's trying to teach people about love and God, but he does not understand the true principles that God was speaking, and he doesn't want to acknowledge it, and he doesn't want to accept it, because in order for you to start and understand anything, you have to know that God is love and God is wisdom, God is instruction, God is an understanding. Those are the first and foremost main fundamental things. And then I was listening to you about the talents, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it is so true. People don't know who they are. And if you listen to the Bible in reference to when it talks about the parables about talents, we are a talent. We are a gift. Talent always works, but when hard work stops working, what is left of your talent? And what can you do? So in the parables, it's the three people who are having the one talent, the two, and the five. And the one buried it and squandered it because he refused to acknowledge the fact that he was given an opportunity to use the talent from the master, who everyone knows is a shrewd businessman. The one who got two, he was able to double it. The one that got five, he was able to double it. So they're getting me more. And if you look at it, God is giving all of us gifts. Those are our talents. What are you doing with your talents? What are you doing with your assets and your gifts? How do you know how to create it and direct it? And just like you said earlier today, God gave you the ability to create it. What are you doing with that creation? And when you create it, what are you doing to maintain it? And it's just listening and hearing everything, how it always cycles back around to the beginning, because God is telling you, I created you. You are one of my biggest assets that I created, and everything God created. So everything is an asset. You are God's gift. What are you doing with the gift? How are you shining it with your light? How are you being the salt of the earth? How are you maneuvering through life? And people sometimes don't understand, and they think that everything goes on the outside. Like, oh, if so and so says I'm good, then I'm good. No, God already had said you were good. You were inside, internally good. What are you going to do? How are you going to create? How are you going to bless? What are you going to do? So it's like hearing everything and seeing how everything just juxtaposes to bring it all into unison. It's like God has always created everything. There's nothing new under the sun. So whenever someone comes up with something, it was already originated. And to help Auntie Shaky, because when it comes to profanity, there's some cultures that believe that until you speak profanity, that's passion, desire, and honesty is the most abundance. There's other cultures that look at it as, oh my gosh, you're so uncouth, you have no astute, you're not intellect, it's crude and it's repulsive. But it just depends on what side of the coin do you look at. And I know there's many different variations of what everyone can say about it, but it just depends. And knowing who you are, sometimes I've even seen businessmen, millions, billionaires, they act that way with profanity. And it's like, it's the only way I know how to express myself so you understand the severity of my words.
Mhm.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it just depends. And everyone's like, oh, you can't say like that. You can't act like that. Like women are supposed to be, you're supposed to be an ornament of jewelry for the man. It's like, no, I could be an ornament of jewelry, but I could also be the one that understands and knows, and I can help guide and I can help teach. But as in the reference, I can also be subdued and understand that he needs to lead and he needs to teach. It is not just you forgetting who you are or knowing that this is the only box you fit in. God never gave us a box. There's infinite time, wisdom, and space. You're not supposed to be stuck inside of a box or any kind of shape for that matter. So I just love that. And I just wanted to share, but thank you.
Wonderful. So yesterday I talked about, in class, I talked about the premise that we start with. We talked about it a couple weeks ago about perfection, meaning the compound word, right? To do or make perfect. So it says in the book, right? Be you perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Your awareness in you is perfect, right? I amness. Your I amness is perfect. That is who you are. That's all you are. That's all you'll ever be is I am, right? That awareness, that consciousness. Now that we've animated a body, right? We've created a persona, right? then we are now that in physical form. But you still always are who you are. So what does that mean? It means when we talked about you are perfect, right? You are perfect. You were made perfect, whole, and complete. So yesterday in class, talking about when we start from that premise, right? Anytime I'm listening to you or looking at you, I'm always listening to you and looking at you from that perspective, right? You are perfect, whole, and complete. So what is it now that you're thinking that is stopping that from expressing itself properly? What exactly, right? So yesterday we had class and I asked this question. So I'll ask somebody who is, let me ask somebody who wasn't there. I know we can, let's see. Who do I not normally talk to? All right, raise your hand if you want to volunteer. All right, Will, is that you? Who's that? Yeah, so I need somebody I need a volunteer who can.
Yeah, I'll volunteer.
All right, perfect. All right, so when you take your car to the shop, right? Why would you take your car to the shop, to the mechanic?
For a diagnosis or something's going wrong.
Okay, perfect. But okay, for a diagnosis, something's going wrong. Okay, that's cool. So what? So why do you take it there? So something's going wrong. Why do you take it there though?
Well, I'm trusting them to be the specialist to make it like new or to make it operate efficiently like it's supposed to operate.
So then by taking it to the mechanic, you are saying what? You're operating off the premise of what?
Trust, for one, I trust them to do it. Faith that they're gonna handle.
Okay,
what I would
hold
like
on once. All right, perfect. I'm gonna say it this way. I'm using these words. I'm gonna say it this way. What did he miss? What did he just do?
He described all of the things that were external.
Well, he said, I'm going to trust them, right? I'm going to trust them to do it. But who was the first person he had to trust?
Himself, going inside.
Well, how do we know that's true?
Because everything starts with you.
Because he took the action. He said that something is wrong with the car. So the first person he had to trust was himself to say that this isn't right. You know, if you're listening to yourself, you'll realize you know a lot more than you think, a lot sooner than you think. You're just so used to not listening to people. So even though he was the first one that took the action, who was the first person he acknowledged in the action?
Himself.
Huh?
Himself.
No, it wasn't.
No,
the mechanic.
mechanic.
The mechanic. Yes. Yes. So here's what I'm saying. The only reason you took it to the mechanic is because you intuitively know that this car is supposed to work perfectly. This car is supposed to work. If it wasn't supposed to work, you wouldn't take it to a mechanic. If it just broke down, you'd be like, oh, this is just what it does. You would not seek to restore it to its normal state. And you know broken is not normal. Right?
Right.
You know it not working is not right. So why do we allow other people to convince us that high blood pressure is manageable? That you just, okay, so is a broken tail light. So is a flat tire. So is, how long do you want to keep going with that? You know, intuitively, you wouldn't let that go on your car. And so Will said, you know what? This isn't right. The first person who knew it wasn't right was him. So that means Will knows a car is supposed to work perfectly. Well, if a car God created works perfectly, and then Will is made in the image and likeness of the thing that I am created, shouldn't Will work more perfectly than even a car works perfectly?
Yes.
Right? So intuitively, you know you are perfect. You're supposed to work. And what you do is supposed to work. It's not supposed to be hard. If you went to the mechanic and they were like, oh, Will, man, this is going to be hard. I don't know if I could do it. What's the difference between you and the mechanic?
Nothing, because I can probably fix it my dang self.
Right. Right. So then if your life is hard and grinding and it's that hard and it's that, what do you think people are looking at you like, well, what the hell I want to be around you for? I can be miserable by my dang self. I can be stressed out by my dang self. I don't need to join forces with you. I'm coming to you because you know how to fix it. You know how to restore it to peace and harmony and joy. That is your natural state. Peace, harmony, joy. Your natural state is perfection. Your natural state is it works. Your natural state is I work. So when I deal with any of you, I'm always coming from that premise. What is it Leanne is thinking that's stopping her from functioning perfectly as natural? Because that's natural. I'm not trying to get her to function perfectly. She's already perfect. But I'm saying when she talks to me and her and I have a one-on-one and she tells me something, well, what do you think? I'm always listening, saying, what is it she's thinking or feeling or believing, if that's the case in a moment? What is it she's thinking, feeling, or believing that's stopping her from functioning perfectly? What is in this stream that's blocking it? Is it what she's thinking? Is it what she's telling herself? Is it a belief that she has? What is interrupting her naturalness? I'm not adding anything. A lot of it is just removing things. Is what is she thinking or telling? What is she believing? What must she believing to be true? What must she be believing to be true in this moment that's stopping her from expressing her natural perfection? What is it? Whatever it is, that's what we talk about. That's what we talk about. Because she's already perfect. There's something that she's believing that's stopping her from functioning that way. So that's what we work on. That's what we pull out. It's like, so when Sarita and I talk, and it's like, what are, I have relations with everybody. Everybody's different, right? And so her and I talk a certain way. Leanne and I laugh half the time. Like half of the call I think of ours are just laughing about something ridiculous that I said, she said, or we said, right? That's half of it. But it's all the same. I'm always starting with that premise. That's the premise you should all be starting from. You are perfect. You are holy. We're not talking human ego perfect. We're talking about divine, made perfect, whole and complete. You are made to function perfectly. Just like you believe that manufacturer made your car perfect. And when it doesn't work, you take it in to get it fixed because you know that's not right. You're operating from the fact it's supposed to work. I want you to understand you're supposed to be operating from the fact that you work. That you work. Second, because you work, it works. What you do works. That's the way it's supposed to be. There's nothing God made that you have to return. This is this is a lemon law. This ain't working. Man, my car broke down 4 times this week. What if the sun broke down? What if the moon broke down? What if the waves stopped crashing? If anything God made was made the way humanity makes it, we'd all be in trouble. We'd all be messed up. All of us would be in trouble. There'd be no North Star to any type of freedom. You just go on and knock that out. You ain't going nowhere. Right? But you're made in the image and likeness. Like Auntie, you are made that way. You are made perfect. You are perfect. We're not talking human ego perfect. It doesn't mean you don't slip and fall. It doesn't mean you didn't make a mistake. It doesn't mean you didn't cough. We're not talking about human ego perfect. We're saying that you are made perfect. You have everything in you as you to be you and do you. There's nothing absent or missing from you. Except number one, the belief that there is. And that belief is what separates you from the performance, from the experience. Because as soon as you separate yourself from that, you are not. Will and I talked about it yesterday. We talked about look at the life when you are I am and when you're I am not. It's a completely different experience that you're creating an experience. So you took your car to the shop because you know intuitively this is supposed to work. Something is not right. It's not a blame thing. But you're taking accountability. You're aware that something is off and you move to fix it, to restore. But fixing it is restoring it to health. And health is your nature. It's restoring yourself to health. You're not fixing it like we used to do back in the day, put tinfoil on the top of the TV, trying to make it work, hitting the side, you're like, yeah, that's not fixing it. You got to do it every time. No, fix it. Restore it to health, to its natural health. So when you take your car back from the dealership, it works. That is what we're doing here in our mind. We're restoring ourselves to our natural right mind. Instead of trying to jimmy rig it all up, right? Trying to put Scotch tape on it, right? Yeah, right. Put aluminum foil on there, put a little tape, a little masking tape. No, man, that's not, we're not supposed to be living in this world like Rambo, walking around bleeding and cut with a headband on, looking with 3 gunshot wounds. We're not supposed to be walking around like that. No, we're here to restore ourselves to our righteous mind, to our true nature, which is perfection, meaning that you are and you have everything that you are supposed to have, be, do. You are it right now. There's nothing missing except the belief that there is. So every time I want you to deal with you the way I deal with you when I work with you. Start off with the premise of I am perfect. Okay, if I am perfect, meaning I have everything in me, as me, to be me and do me at any point, at any time about anything, I have the ability. Then what is it I'm believing? What is it I'm telling myself or believing or thinking that's stopping me from acting that way? Stopping me from moving that way? What belief am I entertaining? What am I telling myself that's stopping me from flowing? Because the flow is natural. You remove the object, the flow is natural. You cut your finger, it starts to restore itself. It's natural for you to be whole in every area of your life. Mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, socially, you're supposed to be whole. Things aren't supposed to be the way you want them to be. So then what are you telling yourself that's preventing you from having that experience? Because guess what? As I am not, everything you're telling yourself makes sense. But as I am, you wouldn't care anything about all those things. Well, I didn't graduate from college. If you were rich, would you care? No. But when you're not, you care. That sounds like a reason. But when you're rich, you wouldn't care. So it's not a reason. It's only a reason to what is reasonable to you. Are you I am or are you I am not? Do you have it or do you not? Are you it or are you not? You can't be both. You can be either one, but you can't be both at the same time. You got to pick. Are you winning or are you losing? Which one is it? This isn't positive thinking. This is understanding how thinking works. That you are choosing your experiences by what you are telling yourself to be true. So my point is, start with the premise of perfection. I am perfect. I am whole and complete, lacking nothing. If you were made in the image and likeness of God, let's just say, does God got that problem? Does God have that issue? So then why do you have it? And if you do have it, why are you holding on to it? Why are you giving me reasons that you got to keep it? Reasons that it's always been that way. Who gave that to you? God didn't give it to you because God made you in a likeness image. So God didn't give that to you. So where did you get it? Did you steal it? Did somebody leave it at your house? Can you call them back and tell them to come pick it up immediately? Because this is not yours. I was sitting down in the lobby. I saw something on the seat. I sat on another seat. I didn't sit on that seat. I didn't touch that thing because it wasn't mine. Guess what? High blood pressure. That ain't mine. Hey, somebody looking for you. That ain't for me. I am perfect, whole, and complete. Poverty. That ain't for me. I'm perfect, whole, and complete. Depressed. That ain't for me. I'm perfect, whole, and complete. Broke. That ain't for me. I'm perfect, whole, and complete. I'm not going to touch that. That's not for me. I'm not going to hold that, touch that. I'm not going to identify myself with that, as that. I'm not touching that. That's somebody else's property. That's not me. Struggle. That ain't for me. I'm aware that it exists. I was aware that thing on that seat existed. I didn't deny that. I just didn't touch it. I'm not denying poverty exists. I see it all the time. It's just not for me. I'm not denying sickness exists in the world. I just choose not to participate. It's not a judgment. It's not a criticism. But you have a choice. God has a choice. You're made in the image and likeness. You have a choice. Let's go. Say it loud. I have a
choice.
Choice.
You know, I appreciate all three of you. Thank you.
I have a choice.
I have a choice.
I have a choice.
You have a choice.
I have a choice.
You have a choice. So then don't come to me complaining about the choice you made. Don't go out in the world complaining to your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your friend, your coworkers, your employees. You have a choice. And you know what you spend your choice on? Complaining about the outcome of the choice you made. You have a choice. You have a say in your world. You are made in the image and likeness. When there was darkness, God said, let there be light. You're made in that image. If there is brokenness, you can say, let there be wealth. If there is sickness, let there be health. If there is loneliness, let there be company. If there's whatever it is, you have a
Choice.
Choice.
Choice. Have a choice.
Right. So when you're talking to me, just understand that I remembered if you forget. So when you're talking to me about how hard it is, all you're talking to me about is your
Choice.
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 There you go.
Choice.
Choice. That's right. You have chosen for it to be hard. That's what you're telling me about. That's what you're talking to me about. That's what you believe in. You believe it so much you got to tell me about it. You believe it so much you have to express it to someone who's not you. That's believing in something. Indecisiveness is a choice. You're making a choice not to do or not do. You're deciding to play the middle, and you get nothing. And
Coach.
you get nothing.
Coach, I used to sell vacation ownership, and a lot of the managers, they come over when you call for the TO, and the customer's indecisive. I don't want to make a decision today. And they say, oh, you're making a decision today one way or another, because if you say no, you made a decision. Say no.
If you didn't say yes or no, and you just walked away, that is still a
decision. You decided to walk away.
Because now you're not. You're without. It doesn't matter how you express it. You're without. So you either are or you're not. You either have it or you don't. You're either being it or you're not. There is no such thing as indecisiveness. Not in outcome. Yes, Alexis.
So when you're having a hard time deciding what you want to do next, how do you come to that decision? I understand that you're making a decision.
Yes.
But the decision is to stay in the current level of comfort or take a risk and do something you've never done before.
What are you doing it for? Whatever action you're willing to, whatever you're thinking about doing is for a reason, for an outcome. So what outcome are you trying to achieve? Right? If that outcome for you that you're trying to achieve, I'm going to get another job. Why? Because I want to make more money. Okay, why? I want to make more money because I want more freedom. Why? Well, because I want more freedom to enjoy with my family. So that's really why you're going to get another job, because you want to have more time with your family. That's what you think it is. But once you identify what you really want in the end, then you let the end will the means. Because once you identify yourself with the end, and now you're the person who has more time, well, getting another job may not be the way to do that. But if you are the person who doesn't have it, if you're not identifying yourself as the end, you're going to do what you think it takes to get to the end, but that doesn't mean you'll get there. When you identify yourself as the end, as I have more time, I have all the time I want with my friends and my family. When you identify yourself as that, because that's the only reason that you're doing all the work anyway, is to get to a desired end. When you identify yourself as the end, when you go to the end, now you're identifying yourself as that. And now your parent can give you that thing. God can give you that thing. Your awareness can give you that thing, because that's who you're being. That's who you're being. You're always making a decision on who you're being. We focus on what we think it takes to get it, but what you think it takes to get it is not a guarantee. But who you're being is always guaranteed, because that's the life you're living. The physical experience you're having right now is based on who you are aware of being right now. That's why I tell you, actions don't create. Actions only express the identity of the creator. So you identify yourself as the desired end. I'm doing all these things for what? So I can have more freedom, have more money, have a relationship, you're doing it for some reason. What is that reason? And then whatever that reason is, you identify yourself with that thing, with the end result, as far as you can see it or know it. I am now this person. And then that awareness will be what it say, seek first the kingdom in when we're talking about making a decision, right? A lot of times we're looking out to make a decision, but is not a guarantee. The world is not a guarantee. You are the guarantee. You are the proof. Let me give you an example. Alexis, let me give you an example. In the beginning, it was dark. God said, let there be light. So before God said, let there be light, what guarantee did God have that light was going to come on?
The fact that he said it.
So then, do you think when God said, let there be light, God was taking a risk?
No.
Well, if you're made in the image and likeness, how are you taking a risk? If you say, let there be wealth, if you say, let there be my own company, if you say, let there be
peace,
a port, peace, God created them all. And peace comes from God, just like light comes from God. And God said, let there be light. Nobody said, damn, God was sure risking it. Anybody ever say that? Did anybody, in all of our church sermons we ever heard, did anybody ever say, damn, God was sure taking a risk. God was doing it big. Let there be light. God was like, let there be light. Did it work? Who was God going to ask? Let there be light comes from God. Your desire comes from that. So your desire is not a risk. Your desire is an experience that is true that you just haven't experienced yet physically. Whatever it is, it's all the same. Meaning it's all that they are different things that we're going after that we want, so to speak, but they're all the same as far as how we get it. God said, let there be light. So either God took a risk and we're taking risks, or God didn't take a risk and we're not taking risks. But it's not God did and we didn't, or we didn't and God. No, we're made in the image and likeness. It's this, we are made in the image and likeness, which means the same way God did it is the same way we do it, because that's who we are. We are one. There is no separation. So when you look in there, you are seeing how to create your life. Genesis is the beginning. Just like gene, gender, Genesis, the beginning. So you say, let there be wealth. Let there be health. It's that simple. Indecisiveness only comes because you may want something, you don't know how to get it. And if you make this decision, you don't know what's going to happen. Well, God is omniscient. God knows everything. So then we're right back to the same square. So who's making the decision? Someone who's not, someone who doesn't know who they are, or someone who is and they know who they are. And you let your awareness, you identify yourself as this thing. That's not a risk. Humanity calls it a risk because humanity doesn't know anything.
Exactly. You know, before that car came.
Humanity doesn't know. Your brain doesn't know. I am knows. I am is omniscient. It's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite. So when we say, I don't know, who is talking? Is it our humanity or our divinity? And the goal is every day is to, you wake up and instead of waking up, tending to think like, I'm over here, God, I'm gonna get to you in a minute. Where is God? Where did it go? I'm going to the bathroom. What do you think, God ain't there too? Let you know. Why you think there is a thing called air freshener? Because God in there with you. How about that? Like, that's pretty good, huh? Monique, that's pretty good. Huh? See, I'm telling you. See, I'm a man of the people. You know what I'm saying? You know, I keep it street level too. You know, it's not all high and mighty. Yeah, God made air freshener too. Okay? He's got in there with you. I am is in there with you. Just to let you know. Right? So whether it's matches, you know, John Witherspoon, you know, it's just 25, 35, or, you know, just saying. So while you're in there scrolling, I am is in there with you. Just let you know. Okay, we'll move on now. Right? But so, Alexis, did that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. It does. And can you speak on like when you're talking to someone and they're like fighting for what they don't want?
Yes. Oh, are you done? Hey, does anybody else think she wasn't finished? No. Was it just me?
No, like I don't know. I don't know how to really explain it, but it's like you're sharing what you want.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you're like, but it's not that bad. It's like just all the reasons why I could deal with this.
So deal with it. So deal with it. So if we're just talking about, then deal with it. If you can deal with it, deal with it. All right, now, are we going to get ice cream or not? We're just going to move on. If you can deal with it, deal with it. But if you can't deal with it, then let's act like you can't deal with it. And let's deal with it. But here's something, I was having this conversation with someone yesterday, and this is what you have to understand. You have to understand, do you want to help them or not? You have to make that decision for yourself. What does that mean? Do you want to just listen and let them work it out and you just humanly listen and you work it out? Or do you want to do something about it yourself? You have to, which one of those are you choosing? If somebody comes to me and says something, I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, well, do you want to change it? Do you not want to change it? Okay, that's that one. That's one thing. Then I listen to it for myself and I say, do I want to do something about this or not? Do I want to get involved or not? If I want to get involved, then I am going to tell myself that you are what I want you to be. So meaning you're like, I want a better job and I'm unemployed. And then you're going to tell me all the reasons you can't get that job. They're not hiring men, they're not hiring women, they're not hiring white people, black people, they're not hiring because of the economy, there has a hiring freeze, whatever else it is. So you are giving me all the reasons why you can't have something. So I can converse with you on that later, on that level. I can be like, well, you can change your mind and think this, or I can be like, yeah, man, it's hard out here. It's hard out here on a pimp, and there's rent, and you got to get some money for it, and I can't, I mean, like if we want, I can get down with you on all kind of levels, if that's what you want to do, or I can simply say, oh, okay, cool, and I can just let you be, and then I can decide if I want to get involved. What does that mean? I can decide whether I want to see you looking like that in my world, because I'm the creator of my reality. So I decide whether I want to see you looking like that in my world. And if I don't, then I'm going to change. I'm going to change you myself because you're in my reality. And I'm going to say, you know what? All right, I now see you as gainfully employed making 25% more than you have ever. You now have the best job you've ever had. I'm not going to tell you that because I don't need to tell you that. You're the light I create for myself because in my reality, this is what I want to see from you. See, I only see my reality. I don't see your reality. You only see your reality. You don't see my reality. So we're both using our own individual realities to deal with each other, but we're still our own individual realities. So I love Monique. I've known Monique for years. Monique is awesome. Monique might hate my guts. I'll never know it. I'll never know it in my reality. I'll never know that. The only way in my reality that Monique can hate my guts is if I hate my guts. It's the only way it can happen. Wow. Has anybody ever heard the sun talk back to God? Hey man, it's time to shine. No, you know what? I'm off today. You know what? I ain't got it. No. Nobody gets to talk back to you in your reality because it's your reality. But they are expressing what you think about first yourself. Who are you that this can happen to? Who are you that this can't happen to? Everybody is the God of their own reality. Everybody. That's why Michelle is Michelle, Karen's Karen, Leanne's Leanne, Will is Will, Ronette is Ronette, Dontrial. Everybody's the God of their own reality. So all of us are basically casting each other to play in a play, but we're all still our own individual character. So when the play is over, you go your own way. So I will never know what Monique thinks about me through her eyes. I'll never know that. I can't get in there. But Monique thinks about me what I think about me. Monique is the physical expression of my awareness of self in this area. Inga is the physical expression of myself in this area, in all the different ways that I am who I am. That's why it says no man comes to me unless my Father in me calls him. So if no man comes to you unless if no physical situation comes to you unless your awareness calls it as a reflection of who is being, how do you think it got there? Why do you think that person is what they are? And guess what? Yes, and I see you. Give me 1 second. Yes, I see you. And guess what? Why do you think you care? You think you care just because you're mad. I see you. Yes, I see you. Give me 1 second. So let me have, so let's just say, Dontrial, can you speak?
Yeah.
Yes. So something is going on in your world that you don't like. It doesn't have to be world breaking, but something that you don't like. But you know you don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think you care? In that instance, why do you think you care?
Why do I think I care? I don't know. I guess I suppose like what it is that's going on.
Okay, but why do you think you care? There's a lot of things that go on, but why do you think you care?
I guess because the next steps I have to take. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Who else we got? Velvet Loves.
Yes, coach.
Same question. Something's going on in your life that you don't like. Doesn't have to be world breaking but something that you know you don't like. And it bothers you. You don't like it. Why do you think that is?
Probably because that's the story I told myself that I don't like it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but why do you think you care? The word care. Why do you think you care?
I care because I want to be liked.
Okay.
It interrupted like my natural frequency.
Okay. So you want to be liked and it interrupted your natural frequency. So you care because the caring is designed to do what?
Get a reaction? I don't know.
Perfect. That's okay.
I don't know.
What is it designed to do?
To feel good.
The caring, the reason you care is because you can do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
The caring is the trigger. It's almost like a desire. They're both there to trigger you, to get you to do something about it. Doing something about it, the reason we don't do something about it is because we think doing something about it, first and foremost, is physical. Like when Will said he thought about the mechanic first. That's why you die. Because you think it's outside of you first where the answer is, or outside of you where the solution or salvation is. No, even in his own example, his solution and salvation first came from him. He's the one that said this isn't right enough to take it to the shop. So the reason you care is because you can do something about it. Doing something about it isn't physical first, it's consciousness first. Doing something about it is you want to be liked. Let's say Velvet Love said you want to be liked. Well, that means in this moment you're aware of not being liked. So you don't like not being liked. Caring is to get you, it's a placeholder to get you to not be comfortable enough to not know that there's something you can do about it. And you can tell yourself now, all the world means me well and treats me kindly. Or this particular person loves me. They always are happy to see me. We have the best relationship ever. That is turning darkness into light. The reason you care is because you can do something about it. That caring is the trigger to keep your attention on it enough to realize you can do something about it. It's not to get you to try to change the person physically. It's to get you first to change yourself. Everything we're talking about here, this information, this awareness of self is always designed to, it always changes you first. It doesn't change the physical world first. It always changes you first. That's why you care, because the first thing it's going to change is you. Who are you that you're not likable? You don't like, well, do you think God is not likable? So then if God is likable, then that means you're made in the image, you're likable. So then how could you not be liked? So the change, that discomfort is to get you to not be so comfortable to live in a lie. Because God by nature is free and only the truth sets you and keeps you that way. So when you're believing a lie, you're not acting like the image and likeness you are. That's the discomfort you feel. So that discomfort is designed to get you to rearrange yourself to come back to the truth. No, I am liked. Everybody loves me. All the world means me well and treats me kindly. Everyone is a link in the chain of my good. Everybody loves to see me coming. Everybody listens to me. I'm everyone's, top choice and priority. Everyone wants the best for me. That's the truth. And that discomfort is there to get you to reimagine yourself, to tell the truth. That's why you care. That is the real reason why you care. I want you to understand that. It's not the emotional, it's not personal, it's not judgmental, it's not critical. That is the reason. It's always about you. It's always to get you back to your true nature of perfection. That's what it's about. Whether it's in a personal relationship, whether it's in a romantic relationship, you decide how you're treated. Not by what you say to them. I'm gonna set boundaries. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. They got boundaries on the center of a freeway. That don't stop people from running into it. Have you ever seen all the gashes on that divider wall? People still hit it, right? It is that your definition of self is the boundary. How you define yourself is the boundary. Yes, Shizoba, yes.
Hey,
Hey,
nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
I guess that's what they mean when they say everyone we come across is there to elevate us. Because I have this thing where, well, I don't have it, but it's something I noticed. Like
Mhm.
when someone says something that maybe I'm like, okay, I did all my affirmations in the morning, and then I get to work and someone's telling me something about something sad that happens, or someone says something that counters the belief I'm cultivating in myself. I kind
Yes.
of feel uncomfortable. Like I get a physical discomfort, almost as if I want to be like, I have to tell them like that's not true. I don't know if that's OCD or that's just what you're just talking about, recalibrating and not and just training myself to not let those kind of talks and external beliefs affect me.
Yeah, well, because you are independent. Before anything existed, you existed. So anything that you're talking about, a belief, a thought, somebody's opinion, the world, the car, the moon, you existed before all of that. You're independent. So you get to choose what you animate, meaning what you tell yourself is true, what you bring alive in your life. Number one. Number two, because you're independent, nobody can make you think anything you don't want to think. What is an affirmation? What is that?
Affirmation of things I say that I want to embody or that I already am, or I
What does
remind
it take?
myself.
What does it take to say something?
Oh, what does it take to say something?
Yes.
I believe.
Okay. And where do beliefs come from?
Experiences and our mind and our consciousness.
So it comes from your consciousness.
Hmm.
So what is an affirmation?
It's to affirm, like it's to
No,
confirm a word.
no, no,
Tell me.
no. What did I
Okay.
just say? You said you said consciousness. So I said,
Yeah,
what is an affirmation?
consciousness then.
Consciousness.
Yeah, okay.
You are speaking yourself out loud.
Okay.
Speaking your awareness out loud. It is a thought, it is awareness, it is an awareness that you keep repeating. It's a thought that you keep thinking. You're always affirming. How do you think you learned your name? What do you think that is?
From hearing it since I was a kid.
Correct. And
Yeah,
then you started doing what? Introducing yourself, is that right?
yeah, embodying it.
And then
Yeah.
everybody else calls you that, right?
Yeah.
So if you first started telling yourself I'm rich, if you start telling yourself I'm rich, you hear it, right?
Yes.
Then the next step is you would start saying that. You start introducing yourself as that, right? Meaning you would present yourself in the world as that, right?
Yes.
And then ultimately people would start identifying you as the same way, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what if someone says something that counters what you affirm yourself as, and you have a reaction to that? Does that mean you're not fully affirmed, or you just need to, that's just like more ammunition for you to train yourself?
If that so-called triggers you, what do they say? I mean, I don't know where they say it, but what do they say? A hit dog hollers?
Yes, that's why. Yeah. So I'm like, maybe I'm getting affected because I haven't solidified the belief in my own head. That's why it's affecting me, and I can't take
Correct.
a joke sometimes.
Correct. Correct. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not a martyr or this or that, but I know people don't always agree with everything I say.
Mm.
I don't care. I meant it. And just like my dad said, which I don't listen to too much of what he said, but he used to always say, you'll get over it.
Yeah.
I'm willing to be misunderstood until you understand. So I don't care what you think.
And you
Right?
don't have to always remove yourself from oh, I have to remove myself from the conversation. Like Auntie Shaky was saying, like you
Yeah,
have to,
yeah. I mean, I
yeah.
don't cast my pearls before swine, but anybody who knows me, nobody sees me out here trying to convert people. I ain't got
Hmm.
nobody on this call is made to pledge allegiance. Do you see kind of pledge allegiance happening? Nobody would. This ain't a cult. People come and go as they want. They ask questions to me. They question me. All of us participate. There is no hierarchy here, so to speak, right? So people present all kind of ideas through the years we've been doing this, right? So I'm so the reason that's good is because it makes you look at yourself. When you are going out, when you are repeating your consciousness, what you're aware of being, called affirmation, when you're repeating that, and then somebody says, well, you're not that, well, whose report are you going to believe?
Fair, that makes so much sense. I have to be anchored. Yeah.
Well, why? Because if you can't pray to them, why would you listen to them? Why would you care more about what they think and you can't pray? Now, if you can pray to them and they coming through, then you should listen to what they have to say. I'm with it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I wouldn't pray to God if God couldn't come through. I
Mm.
wouldn't pray. I would not pray to my awareness. I would not tell myself I'm something and I don't have nothing to show for it. I tell people all the time, I'm not here to be a good person. That's not why I'm here. But because I am living this life that we're talking about on here, it's easier to be a good person because I don't need to do anything to you for me to be what I want to be. I don't need to lie to you, rob you, steal from you. I don't need to mistreat you to be me. But that's because I understand what it takes to be me. So I don't need you to be me. So I don't care what you think or how you feel. But because I don't need you to be me, I also don't need to mistreat you. So I don't talk crazy to you. I'm not gossiping about you. I'm not talking crazy. I'm not. Right. So, but that's because I know myself. That's because I'm true to myself. So when you are saying what you're saying, you are choosing what type of physical experience you want to have. And if what somebody else says is contrary to the experience you want to have, it's not in your best interest to listen, just because that's not what you want to end up like, being, doing, or having. Right?
Makes sense. Thanks.
You're welcome. Great question. Monique.
Good morning. I just wanted to share that. And following up what she just shared, one of the things that I've done that works for me is I stopped sharing my ideas and my thoughts with other people. I've chosen to isolate myself so that I can become master of myself. So when I have a thought or an idea, I know that that's coming from Monique. Like I shared with a family member that I want to, do XYZ and I want to charge this much. And their response was, "Oh, well, you're not worth that much yet. You have to work your way up to that." And I was like, "Noted. I'm not telling you nothing else." So I just stopped sharing my ideas with people because I want to make sure that what's in here and what's coming from within comes from within and not from other people's input. And when I'm in conversation with somebody and they're saying something that I don't like or that I don't want to receive, I literally say no thank you. No thank you. Like I'm taking care of myself the way that I care for these children. I wouldn't take somebody's baby or my baby and give it to a stranger. So I'm not giving my ideas and my thoughts stay with me. I just wanted to share that.
Like we talked about, for all of us, who are parents, but think about it this way. If you have a child and your baby just comes out, do you take that child in the hallway and ask who wants to name it? Hey, I'm taking names. I'm taking votes. What should we name it? Right. Well, then why are you taking your innermost desires and out there presenting them to the world? And then be mad when they come back with a name you don't like. Then have the nerve to be offended, but you're the one putting them out there like the Lion King. Well, that's what happens when you're out there. Just you don't have to do that, right? Be mindful. Don't cast your pearls before swine. Be mindful about who you share your innermost thoughts with. Be mindful about that. That's your responsibility. How are you going to be stupid enough to share it with them and then call them stupid for not liking it? That's your fault for not knowing better. Don't call them something you should be talking to you. Just knock it off. Stop it. Right? So no, be mindful about who you share. Make sure that it's like you wouldn't give your 3-year-old a knife. You don't give somebody who's just because they're 33 doesn't mean they're not 3. Like just because they got a beard or just because they got a driver's license doesn't make them like think it through. Know who you're talking to. But a lot of times we don't know who we're talking to because we don't know ourselves. How the hell am I going to know you and I don't know me? Or like so, be mindful about those things. People aren't always trying to hate on you, but they can only give you what they have. And if you don't hear them talking that talk and speaking that speak and all that other stuff, then what you think they're gonna say? Right? What you think they're gonna say? When I'm have my one-on-ones with you, you guys be saying some stuff that if I wasn't me, I'd be like, how in the hell are you gonna do that? But now I know. I'm like, yeah, you should be doing that. And it should be done just like that. And it should be hard in the paint. Yes, you should be hard in the paint. I'll tell Leanne all the time, you should be speaking more and you should use more comedy because you're naturally funny. Not like, well, how are you going to do that? Well, you're a mom and you're an entrepreneur. Well, maybe you should wait for what? Till I die? Wait for what? Wait for what? If you're in the dark, how long should you wait before you say, let there be light? If you're funny, how long should you wait to tell a joke? If you're right, like if you can buy that house, what are you waiting for? Right? Be you, do you, I am is now. It's not desperate in a hurry, but it ain't tomorrow either. Right? Stop trying to finesse it and act like there's going to be some kind of better time somewhere over the rainbow. I don't know, remember what that was at, Wizard of Oz or something? I don't know, but this ain't it. And you ain't Dorothy. Okay? So we're doing this with today. I am today. I am this today. I am this right now. And that's it. That's it. Stand on your square. Be faithful and loyal and truthful to yourself. I am what I say I am. Period. That is the image and likeness. That's who you are. All right. Any questions, comments, or anything like that before I let you go on 4th of July?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Every session is just a new, deeper revelation. And I'm so grateful and thankful. So thank you.
Good. Thank you for coming. Thank you. It's always good to hear from you. Yes, Ronette.
So I just want to say thank you. I say that all the time, but for real, because things that I'm wanting, desiring, checking them off my list as they're happening. Things that we call it manifesting or whatever we want to call it. Things that I want to see. I don't know if you can hear my house right now. There's nothing but the air conditioner in me. Like there's nothing. For like a month, I had my family was here. It was just like, can y'all go home? Like, please. And the more I fussed and complained, they stayed. They bought more clothes. They did everything. They don't even live 2 miles away. Like, what are you doing? And I'm waking up. My grandson, wait, do you live here? So, do you hear this? I'm loving it. This has been about 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks. My other grandson, he's doing his thing. Like, okay. I'm just happy. I have a semi coach. One day I'm gonna be able to pay him. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's helping me so much. He's just like, I was like, Lord, how do I ask him for help? And then I didn't ask him. I asked him for help. And yeah, I'm not gonna say who, because people pay, right? And so I'm just so happy. Just and even for my podcast, I always been whoever I ask. I don't care who they are. If they could be known nationally, and I ask them to be on my show, they say yes. They just do. So I'm ready for the next step. I'm speaking that into existence and being the person who actually does that. That's what I learned now. Do what that person would do. So that's helping me so much. But the most thing is this peace and quiet. Like that. I don't know if you understand that, but that's. You feel I can my hand is just flowing in the air.
What is that?
But yeah, but that's just things that are happening and speaking
I'm so excited. I got my first paying speaking. I've been speaking a lot. Workshops, they don't pay. But this one is paying in July, and that's amazing to me. So I'm excited about just life and being who
Okay.
I want to be.
Hold on. Wait a minute. It was all good until you went there. Hold on. The workshop you're speaking at, you're getting this next one, you're getting paid?
Yes.
But you just said workshops don't pay.
I sure did. I didn't mean that.
We sign ourselves up for our own jail.
Yeah.
So then we go and speak at a workshop and 10 people invite you and all you think about is they don't pay. Then you get weary and well doing. You get upset because you're spending, because you're educated, you're well spoken, you know what you're talking about. And now you basically just volunteered yourself out for free, which is okay, but do it on purpose. Don't just say things, right?
Yeah.
They don't pay, but then this one paid, so it can't be both. So you're wrong. So then why don't you be right about every time I speak, I get paid? You don't have to have that. You know, all of you know, I'll whether it's sending you a book afterward, I don't make anybody join anything. I was like, hey, you got so-and-so's information? Hey, send them this book for me or send them this video or whatever. It's not about you paying or anything, right? But the point is, so I'm not saying that you have to get paid for everything. But what I'm saying is set the expectation you want. You just set the expectation you didn't want.
Yeah.
Oh, and you said it so smooth too. Like it was like you were gonna be like, God, have a good day. And you're gonna walk around with things that don't pay.
Because in the past, I should have said the past up until now.
Yeah. And it's going to be your present and your future until you change your mouth and your mind.
Right.
Every time I speak, I get paid. People love to pay me when I speak. People love the resources I have, the intellect I provide, the way I do this. People can't pay enough for me. I'm always whatever you want to be, but I'm saying be what you want to be, not what you don't want to be.
Right.
Yes. But you know, I forgive you. Nah, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Good. I'm glad you got your situation back. Oh, wonderful. All right. Anybody else?
I would like to say it was so lovely meeting you and Vero at Podcast Fest, and also meeting a lot of new faces and hanging out with old faces. Had a really good time with Shaky and many others. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I had her name, but I don't see her on here. But so I just wanted to say thank you for that. And I was hoping to get an opportunity to speak to you longer, but it just never came. So next time, or I'll see you in a group.
There you go. Well, it was good to meet you, good to see you, and all that good stuff, right? And let me just say this before everybody finishes off and before we wrap up. When it comes to you wanting something for other people, say you have a bad relationship with somebody, or say you want somebody to be healthier, or you want them to be wealthier, they want them to get a better job. You have to decide for yourself what you want that relationship to be like and what you want that experience to be like. It's just an experience. You can call it a relationship, you can call it a job. It's just an experience. What do you want that relationship to be like with this person? Or what do you want to see from this person in your world? That is something you choose and that you come to an agreement with in and of yourself. You don't have an agreement with that person. You're not talking to that person. You're talking about this person to yourself. So it's not about them. They are going to benefit from what you're doing. But really the biggest and first beneficiary is yourself, because you are getting to see something in your world the way you want it to be. That's what the creator of your reality is. That's what it means. Nobody has free will, free say, free choice, right? Except what you give them because of who you think you are and how you think things should just go. So if you want to see something better in your world, someone better in your world, somehow better in your world, you decide what that is, and then you sit there and tell yourself, this is the way it is. And you're not looking outside. There is nowhere to look. When God said, let there be light, there was nowhere to look. There was no proof coming except the fact that I am said, let there be light. Your proof is your word, is what you say. Then after you say that and you stand on that, you will see what you say. But if you're looking for proof before, it's like looking for proof before you say something, because you are the proof itself. So you get to choose everything the way you want it to be in your world. It's like Ronette said, the more you complain, the more you see. So people that should be going home ain't going home. Now they staying. Right? The more you complain about people don't call you, people don't like me, people don't pay me, I can't find it, all you're doing is create an experience because you are the creator. So you choose wisely. right? It's not supposed to be wrong. It's not supposed to be broken. It's not supposed to not work. It always works. You're always right. It's always perfect. But you take out all the beliefs that stops that from flowing. It's natural. It's natural for it to work. It's natural for you to be successful. It's natural for you to be happy. It's natural. It's not positive thinking. That's not motivation. That's the truth. That's the truth. If God had a bad day like some of us and got into a mood, the world would be messed up. It'd be messed up, right? So no, that's not the way. That's not your nature, right? Your nature is success, prosperity, abundance, victory. And you remove anything that stops you from thinking that. Things come up, you just don't let them stay. Remove it, right? All right. Anyone else? And then, because I got to get my hands on some chicken, because you guys understand, don't hold me back, don't hold me down.
You ain't had the chicken yet?
No, not yet. Not the way I'm about to get out. I'm about to get outside today, though. I stretched and everything. I got outside. I'm about to get outside. The world is in trouble.
Thank you again, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Happy to be back on Saturdays.
Yes, it's good to see you, Leanne. I know you're out there doing it. Yeah, you're out there doing it. Yes, I'll see you on Monday. Anything you want to say?
I don't know if they can hear me, but thank you for everyone. Thank you everyone that came, all the new folks, welcome. We do this every Saturday, so hope to see you guys next week. And when you guys hear Lucky talk about the group or the calls, he's referring to the youth circle. I put the link in the chat if you're interested. And if not, regardless, I will see you guys Saturday.
Yes. All right. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Happy Saturday. We practice, go out there and play, give them that work, give them that business, right? It's all about you, your mind, your focus. Handle it. All right. Victory only, victory always, everyone. Happy Saturday. See you guys next week.
Thank you.
Happy Saturday. Thanks,
everyone.
Coach.
Thank you.